I do it with Jerry. So Jerry also in the chat right now. Hello, Jerry. The way that we have our setup together is that we do have a sort of rough 30 to 45 second window that we try to keep until the chaos gets too crazy. I think during the final round when we're casting, just 3v3s, we're able to keep that pace for the most part. But during cash out, pace goes out the window. Jerry and I have this understanding where we'll keep the pace as long as possible. But then eventually I'll just cut off Jerry and I'll cast real quick for a bit. Sometimes I might go a little too long. Sometimes I will just call out one singular point, one singular play, and I will just steal that. And then I drop it within 5 to 10 seconds, and then Jerry takes back over. Now that kind of chemistry has just developed over now the 2 years I've been casting with Jerry. But you and I are going to be able to develop something very similar as long as we have a very clear indicator of how we are adapting to one another. And so on this next map, Storm, let's just let the chaos take over.
Yeah, sure. I'm down. I mean, I don't really know how to let the chaos take over, but I think we're just free balling at this point.
Oh, absolutely. Free balling it as we tend to do. It's going to be a little bit of a different lobby. No way foul this time around. I do see Spider-Bat Kid from Team Triple S. Spider-Bat Kid known for his tech, where he actually coins himself with the RPG. Immediately, though, Randomize, host of PHL, just got taken out. The live wires with Rylan and Wester are set, though, to be a very powerful team, even without Randomize. This team, incredibly good, but at the same time, who is this? It's the Kingfish with the KS-23, absolutely winding them down.
I mean, going absolutely crazy. Hey, I'm getting to see my KS. I'm super excited about that. Randomize, you're supposed to be showing out. I'm rooting for you here. You're going to be my favorite player this whole pug right now. So I'm so cheering for you. And Artie, did you notice that there's a triple light dash team in the lobby, and they currently have their own box? I don't know what's going on over there and what they're running, but I hope they can hold it down.
I see one with a bow and arrow. I'm pretty sure Tom Toast is still on the sword. And so whatever Poe is running, I hope is as cool as those other things. But yeah, KS-23, this is, again, another reason KS is so good on this map. It's Monaco and it's Vegas that we end up seeing more KS. But there's that long-range damage and destruction, especially on the suspended sponsor structures of Monaco. It does tend to do very well. Live wires, though, still waiting. Sergeant Bear, generational whiff as he whiffs an arrow and a nullifier and a follow-up arrow and then dies. We see Tom Toast, though. He doesn't miss with that sword. That balloon, it be doing damage.
It be doing damage. Hey, we're not going to talk about the whiffs. Tom is holding it down. He's about to get his teammate up, and then it's going to be not even ground so much because they're going to have a teammate up. They might be waiting for the coin. I'm not really sure. They still have plenty of time to push this box. And right now, the Kingfish is getting their team back up. And, oh, no, they might get picked off again. No, they actually didn't. Okay, everybody's back up right now. But Rylan was holding it down and unfortunately just doesn't make it.
Yeah, Livewire's unfortunately not able to make this work out. Westergeek and Rylan, both known for having carried me in ranked before, and Randomized, known for having carried me on a PHL broadcast. They're not able to carry themselves past $500 on the scoreboard. We can also see on the other side of it that the Big Splash have just lost out on their box. The Boundless able to take it right from under their toes. Dies off screen. Sergeant Bear finally now get to take a look at Sergeant Bear, but he's not going to be able to do much. The timer has already ticked all the way down. Did he just throw an orange barrel at him?
Yes, he did. They might pad. Oh, they are going to pad, but I don't really know if they're going to be able to get this steal because the angle that they have with KS, actually, hold on, because they're riding it, I think they're going to get it. They're actually going to flip the point.
No way, they rolled it all the way through!
They actually get that flip last second. And I thought the Kingfish had a really good hold on that. What happened?
I mean, that's the finals. All it takes is one moment where you just let your guard down a little bit too much. And that's why Rylan, Westergeek, and Randomize, well, They could carry me in all different ways. They could carry themselves on a cash out, falling through a suspended sponsor structure. You know what I'm saying?
But hey, that really did just bump the live wires up. And that's really good. You know, nobody has 500 on the board anymore. So they're going to be taking this next box to D. They're going to go ahead and set up. Randomize is on their way to the point. Apples is just sitting here about to take this next box. Actually, I don't really know what they're doing right now. They're kind of just all huddled together. Actually, no, they're not taking the next box. The boxes are all already over there.
Yeah, and that's the best part about Pugs. I don't know if they know what they're doing either. Especially Apples does know what he's doing up against Top Toast. He's swinging that balloon, and at the same time, though, one player on the bound list almost walked around the corner to find Top Toast. Looks like Top Toast is now dying. Great swap off to the Observer. This is Sam, not your finest work switching to this guy, but I think it's okay. I think they're fixed something on the back end audio wise here. As we figure out where the audio went, we can see Tom Toast. He's going absolutely crazy, and he missed one singular swing, but I heard that squeak in my soul.
Yeah, you know, the whiffs on Sword with that skin specifically makes it so much more obvious because the balloon does a little wiggle and it makes it more awkward when he misses a slice. But that's okay because it doesn't matter. They still have the box and they have a really good angle. I want to say, I think they can get back to this point pretty fast, but will anybody actually challenge them is the question, because right now Rylan is doing a bit of damage. I don't know what the Kingfish are doing. Actually, they're shooting from a really big distance. I don't know how the live wires are going to approach the Kingfish because they have a really good hold on their point right now.
Yeah, the approach is going to be everything, and this is where, again, going back to that concept of teamwork is going to pan out for our players. Now, for the Kingfish, remember, they did a pretty decent job of holding their box for the first 1 minute and 50 seconds, but at the very last moment, the live wires were able to take it away from them. This time around, not waiting until the last minute to do so. Western Geek dives over, randomized with the crossbow in hand. Unfortunately, lands on the bottom floor, right in the middle of all of the Kingfish. Western Geek going to be dropping down just in the wrong moment, and this is, well, a shocking lack of chemistry from this team right now. One pick is achieved, but Rylan, full HP, has to try to follow up. He gets one, but your boy did get the res off. Rylan, last player standing, not going to be able to stand strong up against Spider Tech. And there it is, the Kingfish. They were able to withstand. And live wires, they did not have the cohesion that they needed to pull that off. They were all taking individual 1v1s.
No, the emo on the game. You know, the live wires actually went into that pretty confident. You know, they gated up top, hit the RPG. Unfortunately, the RPG didn't do as much damage as they probably assumed that it would. I actually thought the live wires were going to be able to flip that fight around, but unfortunately they just didn't hold it like I thought. But they do have another chance. You know, last time they did this, last second, they actually got the point, so they might go ahead and just pad over it and kind of just hope for the best.
Hoping for the best is all they can do at this moment in time, but for the big splash, they can hope that they're going to be able to get a little bit of a good start on that next box, given the timing they've got. Livewire is going to be diving once more onto this, just a last-ditch effort to try and steal, but unfortunately the timer not on their side here, given the fact that, well, they've already missed their last-second steal chance, and as the Kingfish maybe lose a little bit of the health pool, they are going to be able to pick up that first pickup against Randomize, and at the moment the Kingfish are just waiting for Western Geek to fall into range so they can get the finish off on that team as well. One set of cash outs remaining, and oh my god!
Goodness. Talk about from the heavens with a charge and slam, and the live wires is out for the count. But hey, there's 1 minute and 20 on the clock. They can still get this plug. Looks like somebody's going to plug A right now, and I believe it might be the Boundless. No, it's actually the Big Splash being a bit greedy right now. You know, so there's plenty of time for somebody to come steal this box from them to at least get second. So let's just see who comes out on top, because right now the options are endless. Not really, the options are 3 teams, but hey, there's a lot of possibility and a lot of things that can go on in these last few seconds.
We genuinely never know what's going to happen in the last few seconds of a cash out, but one thing that we do know is that the Big Splash, they're going to have a very fun time on this, given their unique loadout, that triple light. Sword going crazy, the bow finally going crazy as well, but now that the rest of the teams in the lobby are collapsing on this location, the Big Splash are just down to Sergeant Bear, and as a one-player army, with, I believe, just a bow and arrow in hand. I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do up against 3 other teams here. The Kingfish do come in and, well, they are able to make some noise on the point, but the rest of the teams are also collapsing in at just the right time. Kingfish somehow found the space to get the seal. Big Splash trying to come back in, but the live wires, they're going to be the ones calling the shots now. They have waited all the way until the very end. The 3 players in this lobby who have stayed around the Artiverse long enough to know that in a fourth party situation, you do not want to be first. You want to be last. They did wait to come last, and oh my goodness, Storm, it is paying dividends.
Oh my goodness, the live wires do it again. So they only need to hold it for 40 seconds. They can definitely hold this. You know, now that I think about it, maybe they don't start off as strong, but in the end, they really do pull through, because this is the second time that they've gotten the box last second. Now, it needs to be the second time. They have to get this box completely, but they do have a really big chance of just sitting and waiting for this cash out to finish. They only need them to at least, you know, try to steal. They only need to defend. They don't need to pressure anybody else. But it looks like the Boundless might be trying to steal this. I don't think they're going to be able to get it. Not with the glitches. Oh no, they're definitely
not with the glitches, not with the rest of the players, not with everybody at the same time. Crosshairs sighted, and that is going to be a very convincing win here coming out of Team Randomize. Absolutely beautiful stuff, especially given how close I am to all 3 players. It's so beautiful to see that happen.
It touches your heart. Hey, I mean, the live wires came back. You know, they really kicked it off with getting that box the first time, very last second. And I think it just went from there. They might have lost a couple of rounds or a couple of fights, and that's okay, because in the end, they came out on top. So we got Rylan popping off, 7 kills. We got Sergeant with 10. Really good games. I mean, check out the damage on the Big Splash. I mean, going absolutely crazy across the boards. Really good game.
A very good game indeed. Now, one thing that's going to happen is I might be leaving the VC here. So just for a brief moment. But Storm, I want you to give me a little bit of a breakdown of what we're seeing from this. Sergeant Bear, we saw him struggling the very beginning with the bow, but at the end here, finishing with 10 kills. Clearly, that bow player locked right in.
You know, I think with the bow, they're playing really aggressive and just hitting their shots. I am not one to use the bow. I don't think that's a weapon for me. So props to you, Sergeant. But it worked out very well for them. Their fights were really good. You know, I was still kind of rooting for the Boundless a little bit, but I was still rooting for the live wires because of just how they kicked off that first box, you know, getting that steal right away, or not really right away, but kind of last second. But overall, yeah, it was really nice. I think the aggression is getting more intense as we play throughout these games, so I'm excited to see this next round.
Yeah, I think that the aggression is one aspect of it, but also people are learning how to deal with the chaos of the you know, the vast amount of melee that we've been seeing. I mean, as I say that, of course, team with the bow and the sword did pretty good. But yeah, also just the fact that Monaco plays slightly different. We didn't have any of the Wayfow in there, so that played slightly different. There's a lot of different aspects to it, but that's what we love about Pugs. And granted, this is a lot more chaos in one, you know, night than we would even see in PHL. That's all kind of set and done, the comp meta, but the Pug meta, oh, that's crazy.
I think Pug meta is my favorite because it's just anything. And I think, actually, no, can you make any weapon like meta if you're good at it? I don't know. I'm just a gold player, but I like the way that Pugs are. You know, it's always random. It's never set in stone with like 93 yard and Shack 50. It's just, hey, I feel like playing this weapon and I'm gonna pop off with it, so I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, and that's the best part about actually where we're at right now. I feel like after the 10.6 update, we really did get put back into a spot where there's a lot more things that are viable at any given time. In fact, Nightmare made a tweet earlier today talking about the fact that it was like a poll, right? It was like nerf, buff, remove. Like, what would you nerf? What would you buff? I was thinking about what would I nerf, and really, I don't actually know what I would want to nerf right now. I don't think that anything is in a position where we need to kill it. I think maybe you could make the argument that the Shack could use a little bit of a touch. Maybe you could make the argument
And
that the
Artie is
SA-1216
gone, but it's okay.
needs a little bit of
I
a touch.
will
But
hold it down
I'm
for
now
y'all.
in a different
So
VC.
I don't really know what to nerf. But if I was to buff something randomly, I would say the Pike. Okay, I completely forget that Pike is in the game. I haven't seen that in so long, and that used to be like one of my favorite guns in the game, especially with like the alien skin, and I kind of miss it. It reminded me a little bit of Overwatch. But yeah, I want to see Pike again, and to kill, I'd say Invis. I'm sorry. I hate the way that Invis Light plays. I'm sorry. It just has to go. Sorry.
Invis Light has to go? What did Invis Light do to you?
I think it's just when certain, when you're just like peacefully walking, and you might not have a sound cue, and you can't hear that Invis Light that's just standing there waiting in the shadows, and then you just die out of nowhere. I have a love-hate relationship with Invis. I'm more of a dash girl.
I see. More of a dash girl. I mean, I'm also in I'm in the case that the Invis I've been stolen yet again. Hello, gamers.
I believe that already
I've been in the case that Invis is good for that quick little burst of fun damage where you just get to be Invis with an LH1 perched up somewhere, and then boom, somebody now has half their HP going in the next fight. But as an escape vector, if you're not positioned perfectly, that Invis can really just not work out well for you. Yeah,
it's just not my playstyle. I think I just like the movement of Light, and Invis doesn't allow me to use the movement to the best of my abilities. I like to dash around and just go fast, not like be sneaky.
100%. Gotta be sneaky in the best way possible. Now, Storm, I'm gonna be on a team now with Way Fauster and ya boy. I'm actually gonna be playing in here, and my question to you is, do you think that I'm gonna do okay?
Yeah, I've seen you play. Are you gonna play sniper? Actually, don't spoil it.
I don't know what I'm gonna play. Because I'm a little bit terrified.
Why are you terrified?
I'm gonna be with one eye on the game, and then the other half of that one eye on the other game, technically stream sniping, but also way too focused on my own gameplay to be able to actually make use of the information I'm getting. I think that what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna rely on you to be giving me a full overview of the lobby from every other perspective except for my team. And then when it comes down to talk about the Kingfish, where I will be sitting, I think I can probably handle it for the time being. But then you have the full authority to cut me off at any given time.
Gotcha. Wouldn't me calling out other teams' business be you cheating?
I think I'll be too busy. Okay, my goal here, as I'm casting and playing at the same time, is to be a better caster than I am a player. So I want to be a better caster here. If I happen to pop off, so be it.
Okay. Well, I'm cheering for you. I think you're gonna play very well. I just need you to do like a slight 15 kill round. I need you to fully wipe a team on your own, and I think I can give you a 10 out of 10 for that. Think you can do that?
I don't think I could kill a team on my own, even if I wasn't casting. I mean, it's one of those things where, especially we're going on Soul. Why is this one green?
Why is this one green? I'm not sure. So, hey.
Oh, that's right. Soul actually didn't make it to our league play. It stayed in our qualifiers, and that was it. So that's actually kind of hilarious.
Boo. Soul is like one of my favorite maps, especially on construction. Hey, we got Wayflowers on Sledge again. And this time with a candy cane. I like that. Hold on. I actually really like this team right now. We got Thug. Wade Fowler in randomized. So that's one of the best names I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's our very own Razmataz. You can call him Razmataz as well. But yeah, Connor Thog is an incredible player. He has grown quite a bit. As well as a player, going to regular coaching sessions. A lot of people actually, really doing a lot the last couple of seasons post TGM to try to figure out what they can do to close the gap between them and some of the comp demons that they look up to in the in the scene.
Hold on, wait a second. Somebody's getting hawked down, but I don't want to spoil. But I'll just say that they are coming up on somebody hiding right there. Oh my goodness, and gets the quick scope. Hold on, but Artie might be able to clean this up. Hold on, Artie, don't run. Oh,
I have no idea what's going on, but over on Vault 2, it seems that Artie and Way Fauster somehow managed to not only survive, but also get a pick onto the opposing team. Now, Artie, remember, is not in comms with his team, and as he's trying to get this spray down onto Navy Street, he leaves him with 1 HP. On the back of it, though, one player, Utopia Gillyfin, hits a singular quickscope on Artie, killing him immediately. Artie, though, about to get rezzed back up, and with the help of his team, might actually come in control of Vault 2 here. The question is, will they be able to get the plug and defend it? Because when you don't actually worry about that Vault fight, Storm, things can go haywire real fast.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, the Kingfish, they're able to get this plug, but the Live Wires is actually right after them. And so far, Utopian Fan might have it out for Artie, and looks like the Kingfish are actually down one because, hey, Utopian Fan is right there with a sniper waiting, hawking them down. But I think the Kingfish are actually able, oh my goodness, never mind, Utopian found him. I don't think he's going to be able to get, both of those kills. But the Kingfish are back up. Of course, this fight might be a bit intense. They're going up to this gateway. I'm not sure where everybody is heading.
They all took the gateway that already played for his team, and somehow they're able to get a double. Utopian Fan's the last one up, and he is slippery, but he is not immortal. Already missing every single shot with that V9S, but Utopian Fan goes down, and the Kingfish, they win their first team fight.
Can I just say, W plays by Artie. Absolutely collapsed on them with that gate. Let's take a look at the other team right now. Way Fowles is right there trying to get the steal on the big splash. They might be able to hold this down. It looks like they actually are able to get this. So if they are, but Way Fowles might not. Oh my goodness, he actually makes it out with a sledge. They're fully up right now. Actually, it's even across the board. The big splash only has one teammate up right now. The Live Fires is here. Hold on. Aw, no, wait. But the Boundless,
yeah, the Connor Thog and Way Faustus, though, they are able to recover. The Boundless seemingly have this under control, but yeah, on the other side of it, though, the Kingfish, they are getting run in with 30 seconds left on this cash out. It's down to the wire here, but these teams, they are not working on that team fight, given how split everything else is. And, once again, it just comes down to who can play height and who can play time a little bit better and a little bit faster.
Yeah, and the Boundless are actually attempting to steal this right now from the Kingfish, although they really aren't that successful. Artie's going back up top right now, playing his life, while Utopian Fan is out there getting kills again. So we have the Boundless in first place. We have the Kingfish in second. Artie gets another pick here. They're able to get their team res. Good job, Artie. Going up top. Actually, I don't think the Live Wires see Artie, so hopefully he's able to make, get out of here. And oh yeah, actually the Heavy is actually defending Artie. They're back up, but the Boundless is unfortunately down. The Live Fire is actually coming on top of them, but are they actually gonna drop and fight this? I don't think they will.
Yeah, from the roof, there's not really much they can do. They take the God Zip across the way, and unfortunately, they just lose players one after the other. Now, the Kingfish are trying to posture up towards Cash Out C to get early positioning, but Utopian Fan once again has it out for Artie. Takes him out while he's crossing, and this is actually going to be putting the Kingfish in a pretty unsavory situation here. But your boy and Artie, they are doing their best to try to get back up on top, but that one fell swoop is going to be enough to just completely remove the momentum from the Kingfish. And now it is the Big Splash who are in control of Cash Out C in the middle of the map. But Storm, those vaults are a bit staggered. Vault 4 not even opened yet.
Not even open. I think Utopian fan is starting to become a bully. I mean, because look at him. Every time I look in the kill feed, he's always there. I mean, what are they feeding this guy? So it looks like the Big Splash, you know, they're getting their box stolen. Unfortunately, they did get it right, but the live wires take this, and again, the other box still isn't plugged. I don't think anybody's actually going for that. Nobody's tapped it. The Boundless might go ahead and tap that and just try to get the plug. I mean, they're in second place. We still need to get somebody in first. The score all around is pretty even right now, and the live wires just throw it off the map, you know, giving them a couple of extra seconds, I would say.
Oh, at the moment, though, it seems that Artie's attempt at trying to reverse gate didn't do much for his team. Instead, he just provided a nice gateway for the Boundless to be able to plug a little bit quicker. Your boy somehow escapes with his life, and, well, he does try to get the res onto the teammates. Way faster comes up. Long res onto Artie's going to come through for the Kingfish, but now that the Boundless have their plug, the Kingfish have a chance to potentially go over to C with 30 seconds left, but might not have enough time to follow through with that plan. So it could just be Cash Out D, but they do need to understand a third party is prevalent from the live wires. So this isn't going to be a safe approach no matter what.
Not at all. I mean, that box finally gets plugged. Everybody might collapse on this box here. So the only thing that Boundless needs to do is just play slow and kind of bait out the other team for them to steal and then just kind of collapse on top of them. But right now, we're watching Artie. You know, Artie actually sees a player right now, not able to get that kill, but he's being a bit sneaky, seeing how he can take this approach, setting up that gate so he has an escape plan. And right now, he's kind of going undercover. Hold on, Artie has amazing sights up top right now, but still not able to get that pick.
He finds one under randomized, but the rest of the team is in tow, and here's the live wires we were talking about before. They have the ability to come in and just ruin everybody's day. Now Artie somehow sticks the steal. The Boundless, they go out entirely, and Artie's team manages to not only get the flip, but also get up to height. But the steal is coming to fruition from the live wires, and Artie not going to be able to stop him in time. He does manage to get him off of the point, but even so, the damage is still ringing through. Your boy manages to get res here. Way Faster follows through, holding him for that stall potential. Livewire's not able to reset his Western Gate. Is still the last player up, holding the res. Artie falls away, not able to follow through with the kill, but the Livewires eventually go down, and the Kingfish somehow maintain control.
Yeah, can we talk about how Artie barely escaped that on 3 health, snatching his teammate and actually getting the res up? I mean, that was an absolute escape. We're just gonna pretend that we hear this sound, and Utopians actually never mind, because forget that dream. We're still gonna watch Artie, but Artie actually an amazing escape, you know, with that gate, and they get that box. I mean, that put them really far up on the leaderboards there. So hey, they have one more box. Let's see if somebody can get a steal off of the Big Splash.
Seeing what can happen now, Artie brings the team up to the top there. The Big Splash on Cash Out A have quite a lot going for them at this moment, given the fact that, well, every team is going to be here in just a few seconds. So, gotta play slow when it's down to these third parties, but for the Big Splash, one of their players is already down, and Way Foul, unfortunately, not able to get that res. It's just up to Spider-Bat Kid, last player standing on the side of the Big Splash, and for the Boundless Livewires, well, as soon as they get involved, things are going to get a little bit spicy. Livewires, they lose one more player. Your boy going to be getting res by Artie now. And, well, for the Big Splash, they are all 3 back up. They are still in control of the objective. And for the Way Foul, it is just a little bit harder as Way Faustus takes out Way Fauster. Your boy looking for the opportunity to res, won't find it. Utopia kills you, fan, trying to get those quick scopes onto Artie, but Artie going to be able to do a little bit more of that V9S. And on the other side of it, though, here comes the Boundless. 1v1 Boundless versus Kingfish, but it's Way Faster with the sledgehammer diving in on Artie, and he's going to be able to get the kill. Your boy finishes it, finalizes it, but the Big Splash are still in control, Storm.
I mean, hold on. I think the live. Oh no, the boundless. No, he's not able to hold it down. Oh man, that's the big splash. You know, surprisingly, they still have this box. That's if somebody is able to steal.
But the Kingfish! They're going for the steal! The Kingfish got the steal, and Artie's team, while he's casting, comes out on top. What can this man not do? As the Kingfish with Artie somehow makes it to first place.
I mean, absolutely amazing gameplay. Let's look at these shots on Utopian Fan. I mean, absolutely just crisp. Like, I actually have goosebumps. Like, why are you this good at Sledge? But the Big Splash held that box for, you know, a really long time. But the Kingfish, I don't know, maybe they're just better. Scoreboards right now. Wait, Faustus 10. Artie, hold on, you're popping off. I see you. Utopian Fan with the 8. You know, Artie, since you're here and you were playing, you know, kind of like an interview, what was your experience with that game? Like, talk to us about that.
Hi, Storm. It's nice to be here. I blacked out for the last 10 minutes, and I actually cannot even think straight. My face is so red right now because the adrenaline that's pumping through my system, having casted and played at the same time, is just unlike anything I've ever experienced before. I hope I never have to do that again, but I can't believe that my first time casting and playing, I actually won. There's no way that that just happened.
And can we talk about the light 1v1 you won with the V9S? The escape, like, how are you escaping this well?
I don't know. Utopian Fan is an incredible sniper, and to be honest with you, it's all luck and ping. The high ping gameplay makes it difficult for anybody to catch my head in their crosshairs, but there's actually no way to say definitively what happened there, other than the fact that, well, Storm, you carried the casting. It sounded phenomenal. I was able to keep track of what was happening on the other side of the map while I was watching my own gameplay because you were describing it so fluidly.
Oh, thank you. I try my best. It was really fun to watch you play and cast at the same time. I actually think that should be a thing now. I think you started a new trend that needs to continue. So, yeah, I think you should get ready to do that again one day.
Absolutely not. I mean, you can even see the changes in my facial structure because of the high cortisol gameplay now. So now that we're going to be slowly lowering the cortisol in the room, let's talk about what's next, right? These next few lobbies, because I think that players are learning how to deal with the way foul.
Yeah, I mean, I would try to take as many notes as I can about them. I mean, maybe some glitch, goo, maybe. I think heavy on the glitch just because of the lock bolts, because he has gotten a couple of times where he's just lock bolted the whole team and just gone in swinging, and then the next thing you know, they're dead. I mean, he's really aggressive, really good player. So I hope everybody's just really taking note of that, because that's dangerous.
I'm gonna talk to Jerry directly here. I could not look at the other screen. It was also about it wasn't that far behind. It was only about 3 to 4 seconds behind, but it was enough to where I would look at it, and if it was on my fight, I would come back to my screen just because, like, you know, I would rather look at my own fight on my own screen. But when I did try to look at it on the other side of the map, didn't give me any sort of presence for my own fight. It was very much something that I tried looking at the other screen and then stopped doing that about halfway through, other than to check whether or not there was a fight happening on the other side, because I wanted to have a moment where I'm in my fight and then calming the other fight on the other side of the map. But unfortunately, the producer said bad words in my ear and told me that wasn't going to happen.
Wow, I can't believe that, Mr. Producer. Why are we saying bad words to Artie? Can't believe this. Don't take notes from producers, guys. But yeah, really good gameplay there. I like the aggression. I like the communication that's going on. Actually, you really weren't able to communicate to your team. Now that I think about it, you were talking.
The thing was though, was that both your boy and Way Fauster were very good at responding to my pings. There were a lot of times where I would just ping, like, I'm in a gateway, and I would just spam ping the ground behind them or like somewhere near them, and they knew that I was talking to them. They knew what to do. And so every time I had that gateway, it just worked out. One thing that I'll say is that I felt like the only one in that lobby that was trying to contest for height, and I was taking height, and look what happened. Not only can I win, but I also was winning while casting. It's all about that height, Storm, and we're going back to Monaco, where height is not a hot commodity.
Yeah, I mean, back on this wonderful map, of course we see Way Faster on Sledge. Nothing surprising there, but now there is what is this weapon called? A spear! A spear on their team. Hold on, it's triple OMG.
That's a lemon on a stick.
That is a lemon on a stick. You're absolutely right.
Lemon on a stick?
Lemon on a stick. We got a triple melee team here again. I'm really excited about that. I'm not sure what everybody else is running, but... Oh, Randomize is back here again. Okay, Randomize, I'm cheering for you again. Let's go. See it.
Let's see what's going to happen. Sergeant Barrett keeping that bow. It has worked out well for him last time on this map. But I got to say, Hagstrom, Sergeant Bear, Navy Street on the Kingfish, they're bringing a very unique set of loadouts to the table. Sergeant Bear's health bar just disappeared.
I mean, hold on. It's getting really aggressive here. The Big Splash are taking a lot of damage right now. I'm not sure how Randomize is going to take this angle right now because Rise is already out. And that minigun is, I mean, absolutely destroying. But Hag might get a... Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, the minigun actually hurts. Utopian Killer or Utopian Fan is just... by themselves right now. Oh no, and they're just out for the count. I mean, hey, that fight was a bit weird. You know, haven't seen minigun this whole time, and now that I see what it can do again, it's definitely going to be an issue.
Oh yeah, and speaking of issue, it's Way Fauster being an issue for everybody else in the lobby with those barricades and that beautiful Way Fau gameplay. And again, Way Fauster being paired with Drake Ironshield, that is a match made in hell because of the fact that every other team has to deal with them. The Livewires, though, trying to make their way in. Fiery Storm with a dagger. He's going for that John Wick pencil gameplay. And I will say the dagger is going to be very effective up against Anzer's Riot Shield. Looks like the Boundless, they are still in control of the vault, but it's taken them quite a while to sort of maneuver between these walls here. And Fiery Storm unfortunately gets caught by Way Fauster's sledge, and that is the end of that. On the other side of the map, the Kingfish, they're able to chunk out the Big Splash entirely. Reese randomized Utopian Fan, they are dead to the minigun from Hagstrom. Now with the Boundless, with that one kill in Fiery Storm, they bought just enough space to be able to go and plug this over on the Pocket Park here. But Storm, it's going to be so difficult for Livewires to push this, given the fact that it's a triple melee stack up on this high ground.
Yeah, unfortunately it is. It's not impossible, but definitely a tough time. You know, now that they're fully up, I mean, we can only kind of assume what they're going to do, which I would say kind of pad over and see if they can take an angle on them, but I just don't know how they're going to make it across from here, because once they collapse down on them, it's just 3 melee players just in their face. So like, how do you... Oh my goodness, see, you almost got winched there, and Fiery Storm is just waiting. Look at that lockbolt again. I mean, every single time, I mean, you get one pick with the lockbolt there. He's sitting there waiting, and I mean, the Livewires, they only have 1 up right now. Ooh, that's not really that good.
No, but the res is pretty good. They're going to be able to get this reset a lot faster, but oh no. Oh, why do I hear saxophones? Oh, Way Fauster, though. He turns tail almost immediately, and, well, they realize that it's going to be better for them to just posture up the top because that res got up. Now, Way Fauster and Drake Ironshield, they have Coach already screaming in their ear to just play with the advantage that they're given and not try to find any new ones. And, well, in doing so, they are going to be able to set back up the top and not get caught off guard here. Way Fau, Fiery Storm, and Mirazri to be trying to make their way back up to this. Now, remember, Fiery Storm and Way Fau both on melee as well. So this double melee plus one gun walks into a triple melee. But wait, what's this? The big splash here too. Storm, it's a third party.
I mean, absolutely collapsing down on his point. Is Randomized going to be able to hold it down? Yes, he does, actually on 10 health. But yeah, the big splash coming out of like left field for this third party. So now it's kind of like up for grabs for this cash out right now. And the Boundless still have it, but I mean, Randomized is actually going for a huge winch. A huge winch again! And who's gonna come out on top of this right now? It looks like Wayfaust is almost dead and Randomized gets the kill. I don't think they're gonna be able to get this one. No, it's way too late. But I mean, I would say a really good attempt.
A great attempt, but yeah, when you have the triple melee stack holding it from up top, I mean, you got to chunk through a double melee team that's attacking and a triple melee team that's holding on to it, and it's down to the last 30 seconds. I mean, there's just not enough time. Now, surprisingly, none of the teams wiped in this, but the Kingfish, on the other side of it, they're just big chilling. They are completely free winning their cash box, completely free running Vault 3 as World War VII happens at Grandma's house.
Yeah, I mean, did you just see that winch going through the wall and almost pulling them from out of that house? If they would have gotten pulled and killed, I might have quit the game. But Wayfowl, you know, trying to make it out, trying to get their team up, but it looks like the big splash is kind of bullying them right now. But they do get the res, and they're still kind of contesting against each other. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think the big splash is just kind of going back a little bit because the Kingfish actually have the plug. I mean, 4 minutes, there's plenty of time to get this. But hey, the live wires and the big splash aren't looking too good money-wise. Oh my
Not looking too good money-wise, but hey, Storm, it's time to get your play-by-play on. Why don't you play-by-play this next fight?
Oh, why am I being put on the spot? Okay, Randomized throws down Dome, not able to get the winch right now. And it looks like somebody's hiding on the live wires. But surprisingly, Orange is like right next door. Rise is going up, seeing if they can get anybody or spot anybody on the live wires. They're kind of playing back right now, waiting for their health to regen. You know, they're scouting out right now. The Kingfish still holding their box. The other cache is not plugged just yet.
Well, now the Boundless are pushing up towards the Kingfish, and already, though, Anzair, the Riot Shield runs into a mine. Drake Riot Shield getting chunked out by Hagstrom's minigun, but the damage does try to find him, and it does. Hagstrom goes out. A Drake Riot Shield, last player standing with just one scrap of HP left. That's the Boundless wiped out completely, and in this third party, the big splash, they're coming out of nowhere to finish up the damage. Sergeant Bear with his bow is the last one up, and he does manage to hit a pretty decent glitch, but even with that glitch and the bow shot that keeps them off the steel, there's just not much he could do to actually clear this team away. So buying time is all they could do, but now the reattempt is coming back.
Yeah, I mean, Utopian was really low that fight. They're actually going to be able to get this flip. No, they're not, because they get nullified and pause. So
what's happening now? Who's up on top?
Holding. The big flash, they're trying to steal from them, but they're not able to. The Kingfish, they're able to hold this. And look at Hagstorm just holding this angle with the minigun. But I mean, it looks like they're defending the point, but they're the ones who need to steal. They only have 1K right now, so they're gonna have no option but to go to the next box and plug.
Yeah, so Mirazery and Wayfowl, they saw the opportunity to steal, but they knew that Hagstrom had the angle with the minigun. Sergeant Bear had an opposing angle, and there was just nothing that they could do from the top. The big splash, they made their way in, but because the fact that Sergeant Bear was able to get that one little bitty stall, it bought just enough time for the live wires to come in and push the big splash off. And so the Kingfish, they played it completely perfect in the case of third parties, where they just let all the other teams fight each other and tried to just not be involved as much as possible. Now, they were forced in that position because Sergeant Bear was the last alive, and he was struggling to stay in a position of power, but because of that timing, Hagstrom and Navy Street were able to get back in and get into a good spot. Now, for the Boundless, they're on this box, then they were granted setup time, and when you have a Wayfouster and a Spear Goo player on your team, I mean, that's all you need is setup time. So, Storm, when they're holding this is going to be a very difficult approach for any of the other teams in the lobby, and it looks like the Big Splash are coming with that challenge.
Yeah, I mean, triple melee, Goo, they have like stall infinity, especially with Wayfouster, you know, with the winch, with the lock bolt. But Randomized are actually finding a way to get in here. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything just yet. They might have to like force a bit of like drop action here to see what the Boundless are going to do for this point. They may have to bait it, so we'll see if Rise is going to take this bait. Looks like he is. He doesn't get the winch off right now, but the Big Splash, they're still in an attempt to take this from the Boundless. Right now, Randomize actually got a pick, so they're up one right now. They actually have the advantage. Oh my goodness, no, they don't have the advantage. It's even ground right now, but Rise is coming back in with the GL, going to get the defib on their teammate right here. And look at Utopian Fan coming in clutch with the sniper. Let's see if they're able to get a pick. Almost, but not quite. Wave Fauster is waiting for the sledge. Oh my goodness, talk about bullying with a ghoul gun right now. So the Boundless still have their point, but look at this, getting the drop right now, and the Big Splash, they're just not able to steal it. But the winch, the counter winch right there, but Randomize just loses that fight, and the Big Splash are just out.
Big Splash is out for the count. The Boundless, though, they're not out of the fight yet. A double comes in, and that is going to guarantee the first place that they can hold on to it for another 14 seconds. This was granted by the Livewires bringing in that box. Livewires maybe thought that they could be privy to a steal, but with all the fire, the flames, the goo, the knolls, there's nothing that's going to stop the Boundless from taking this box out. And even though the Kingfish, they're coming in with Flare, the Livewires, they're coming in with money, nothing is going to take out a team with 2 melee players and setup time. At the end of the day, it's all about that goo, and goo is all about that time. What a beautiful performance there from the Boundless at the very end.
I mean, absolutely. I feel like it's so hard to just play against a team comp like that. I mean, it's just plug, you wait, and you're just being patient. And then when everything goes down and they're trying to take your money away from you, you just collapse on top of them. And it's really nothing that they can do because everybody's in their face with like some type of sledge or a spear or a riot shield or something. But hey, Hackstorm actually popped off with that minigun there. And again, the Boundless just come out on top. I think, I don't know, tonight is just like a melee night tonight.
It is a melee night. There's something in the air, and it happens to be whooshing noises of melee weapons just kind of flowing in and out. I gotta say, it is just such a fun thing to watch these teams just get randomized and put into these positions where you never know really who's gonna win. But Wave Fauster, damn. I mean, he continues to impress me. And now he might not be the Wave Faustist, but man, he is way foul enough for me.
Yeah, he's way foul enough for me too. I mean, I think their performance throughout this whole night has been pretty constant, really aggressive, and just getting the picks when needed. Although sometimes they might not win the fights, but he's definitely there, like cleaning everything up.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it all comes down to. And, you know, it's funny because you can draw a parallel to casting in that as well. And so, Storm, I'm going to be giving advice now at the same time to players and to you as a caster. So, for the players listening, it's not about what's happening in this moment. It's about the anticipation. And as a caster as well, it's less about saying, oh, looking at this sniper, looking at this guy who's hitting a winch, or looking at this this next fight as it's coming up on my screen. It's you want to kind of in your head contextualize the situation in what are the goals of the enemy team and what are the goals of my of this team, right? So when it's attack and defense, it's a lot easier to kind of separate those two roles. The team defending, what do they need to do? Well, they need to get a pick, they need to not die, and they need to, you know, spend their time making sure they're stalling. If they are not in a position to stall, then they need to be able to be in a position to fight. Now, for the attacking team, they have a lot more options. It's a lot more nebulous for what they need to do, even though in theory, they just need to get on the box and steal it. Well, if they get on the box and steal it, they're not going to have the ability to do so if somebody comes up with a nullifier, or somebody from the top has a hole that they're shooting a goo gun through, or if there's a riot shield hiding behind a corner they didn't clear. So even though they need to go to the box, they need to find those picks. And so when you're a player watching this happen, either from the perspective of the defending team, from the perspective of the attacking team, or from the perspective of the third party, you need to conceptualize what the goals of every player is and try to predict their actions. Because if you just react to what's going on around you, you won't be able to do much more than just, hey, maybe you hit a nice flick, but there was definitely one player that was anticipating that. Whether you're the third party coming in and there was just so happened to be a sledgehammer with a winch that was waiting for somebody to be in this particular room or on this particular angle. Or if there's the attacking team that was going at that angle and you just walked right into it. Or if you're the attacking team and you push the point with the intention of maybe baiting them out with a long steel, and then you're gonna leave, right? But what if they were planning on you baiting, and then suddenly your trap was actually walking into their trap? So you have to be reactive to, you have to not be reactive. You have to be proactive and thinking about what the goals are of every player. Now, as a caster, it's also important to know that you are anticipating teams to make certain decisions. And if I'm anticipating a team to push in, do I think that the defending team is going to take that fight early, or are they going to take that fight as long as possible and just draw it out? Now, if it is a team like Nightmare or a team like Envy, they're just gonna fight. They're just gonna match. They're gonna get early damage. They're gonna get Uni on an angle. Bubba's gonna be doing something crazy, and then Gremlin's gonna explode onto this. I don't even know where Gremlin came from. He's just there now. But if I'm looking at any other team, I'm looking at Young Guns coming back in, because now Young Guns is coming back in. We got Honor the Pure, we got Tiger, we got Meowth. I'm thinking that they're gonna play completely crazy. I don't know what's gonna happen with them. Did Meowth bring a sledgehammer or a shack into this game? I don't know. Is Tiger on the heal beam, or is he on shockwave? Why is he on shockwave? I don't know. But I'm thinking about how this particular team is going to play. Now, the best part about Pug Storm is that you and I have no idea what these teams are doing. I have no idea what's happening at any moment. That's why it's very unserious. There's not a lot that we could do. But as casters, we can still anticipate. And when we anticipate a sword player to wait and then push in, we anticipate a way foul player to hit a winch and just go absolutely crazy. Or if we anticipate somebody that, a Utopian fan to just hit a snipe, we can play our comms around that. And I think that that's kind of the whole shebang. If I were to boil it down to one singular sentence, Storm, it's to anticipate.
I'm hearing this. I'm taking notes. So you're basically saying I need to anticipate and work on my play-by-play.
I think I'm going to put you in the play-by-play chair again.
No. Okay, I'll try. I mean, practice makes perfect. I mean, I can only get better with the more that I do it. So with trial and error.
Exactly. And it's not like there's like a really big case here either. It's just you, me, a producer, 2 observers, and 62 of our closest friends here on Twitch.
Right. Okay. I'm hearing this. Well, do me the favor and start me off so I can kind of like piggyback in a way.
Well, we know that Reese is at least very good at getting his defibs out. And so with this team, Hagstrom, he can set up with that minigun in a great spot, and he's got 2 defibs on his side. So we're anticipating that team to be very hard to kill. And it's going to be a lot of focus on, well, is Hagstrom in position or not? And so when I'm looking at this team, off the top of my head, I'm looking to see if a team can get Hagstrom out of position. Now, for the Kingfish, we know Drake Ironshield, he's got the goo gun. He's got the spear. He's going to do goo gun spear things. Utopian fan, he's got the sniper. All right, so there's not a lot different about this, but with Randomized and Navy Street and Aquas, that is a team that could be explosive in ways that we're not ready for. But Navy Street, he's going to start us off strong, taking out the sniper. He wins the long-range duel, Storm.
All right, so yeah, they get the pick here, and the Kingfish, they're down one right now. The Big Splash, they actually get up. Randomize is setting up, waiting to see if anybody comes outside to maybe get a pick here, and they're being very patient, getting some high ground, seeing if they can get the one up, and they actually catch somebody, not able to finish the kill right now, but they're playing very slowly. Sergeant Bear might just have to drop so that they don't die here, but unfortunately they do lose a teammate. Utopian fan, they're going back up, seeing if they might be able to get a pick while their teammate gets the res. They're going to play for the reset here while, let's see, someone from Live Wires takes that box and takes it to the cache.
Big Splash got the res, and Livewires, they weren't able to hold on to that body, or Big Splash wasn't able to hold the body. Livewires got the res, and that means now that, well, the Big Splash gave Livewires a little bit of an upset here. Livewires, though, they are going to be able to re-chow and get their advantage back as Chud Sun once again goes down early. Livewires holding this position and the plug in their possession as well. Utopian Fan trying to do what he can to pop up and get early damage, but even if he got that damage, Sergeant Bear is down here on the ground with the model, not able to play off of it. So both of these players just in their own 1v1s, and the Livewires, they're better off for it. Now, Chud Sun not gonna be res here most likely, unless I see at the very bottom, is that a res happening? It is. So now that the Big Splash once again come back, this is where they have another chance to reach out. Another big pop-up damage from Utopian Fan, but that damage is dealt right back to him. Utopian Fan goes out immediately, and once again, Livewires, they are just able to stay in control here. Big Splash not able to play off of any opening damage on this height.
Yeah, and I see what you mean by playing with control, because the Livewires, the only thing that they really need to do is either stay up top and just get some picks from above, or wait until the Big Splash decides, hey, it's time to steal the point, and we're going to see if we can bait them out a little bit and make them drop. And right now...
Livewires now on the back foot. Livewires, they got out of position at the Big Splash. They did what they needed to do. It all came down to Navy Street falling off of that height and not being able to get back up on top. And this is where it comes down to just a singular decision in the middle of the fight. We look at these replays throughout this, and well, Randomize trying to pull the spider tech out as well with the RPG. We jump to the other side of it. Boundless in control over here, and Storm, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. You know, I'm trying to improve. You know, the Livewires, they almost had it. You know, if they just stayed up top, like you said, that play or that match would have been much better, but the Big Splash got them out of position, and they did get the win. So here we're just going to go to the next box, and right now it looks like we have the Kingfish, the Livewires. I'm not sure if they're going to be going to the same box right now, but everybody's kind of going all over the place.
Everybody going all over the place, Coins going all over the place, and Drake Ironshield going all over the place as the Kingfish just completely eradicated from this plane of existence. Livewires as well about to go through that same blender, but Randomize, it almost plays off of that winch, but a big shockwave from Sergeant Bear disrupts the positioning just enough. Now, Vault 3 in motion here with the Big Splash, Boundless likely with Vault 4 in tow, but the question is, how staggered will these boxes be? I actually think that they should be getting plugged around the same time, so no massive stagger to say the least. Double movement from Razori is crazy, but you know what? We do a little crazy sometimes. Livewires got to reach out here on a cash out D, and Storm, when you take this, I want you to give it your all.
I'm giving it my all. So it looks like the Livewires right now, they're looking for height, maybe blowing open this hole to see if they can maybe get a pick off. I don't think they're going to, because right now the Boundless, they're playing pretty close together. Actually, no, their medium swings around and they get 2 picks. So their medium was like playing back, waiting to see if they could get a pick without them even realizing that they were being watched, and they did. Unfortunately, their medium does go down in the process, but the Livewires, they're still down, and the Boundless, they still have their point. So the Livewires can only play their life right now. They can't push this point at all. They have to wait on their team to coin, and the Boundless, they're going to be fully up right now.
Oh, but not if the Boundless lose one right here. Aquas gets a good pick, good timing. Randomize and Navy Street are on the way back, but once again, Boundless, remember, this is Hagstrom with 2 defibs on his side. One of the defibs is going to be used to bring the other medium back, but Livewires making their way into the point right now. They're going to clear the drop, clear the util onto D, and Livewires slowly collapse in onto the point. They're pulling Hagstrom off of that position, and they're able to play off of it. Livewires now with the man advantage, and once again, they are playing with every single bit of advantage that they can. And as the Boundless try to recover off of this, Reese does get rezzed. Razori uses that revolver to take out Aquas. It's a 3-on-2 now. Livewires unable to capitalize on their advantage fast enough. A flashbang as well. Gonna be clearing Navy Street off of his angle. Randomize trying to get Aqua's res as fast as possible, but Boundless, they were able to get back in position. They were able to get Hagstrom spun up here, and it's going to be very difficult for Livewires to push it on this.
Yeah, the live wires, they weren't able to get that teammate up fast enough because they already wasted the defib when someone else got wiped the first time. So it looks like the Boundless, they're just going to be able to hold this. Even though the live wires try to go back in, they're just not able to get that point away from them. So it's not looking good score-wise right now. The Boundless and the Big Splash are in a huge lead right now. And I mean, Hagstrom just cleaning them up with that minigun right now. And honestly, the most that anybody can do is just double and hope for the best.
Double and hope for the best is pretty much what you can call the playlist of my ranked cash out games. At the same time, though, look at the damage coming out from the Big Splash. Call that double, the way that, well, two people were shooting at the same body. And Drake Iron Shield with a spear! He just makes it look so easy. The goo as well to just completely take control of the Big Splash bodies. But over here, Sergeant Barry, he's doing what he has to. He's got money on his mind, and Storm, with this plug, is going to secure them first place, but only just barely.
I mean, just barely. I just want to talk about that goo for a second, too. Now that I'm realizing it, goo isn't really just used to get people stuck, but it kind of denied them that rest there to where they might have been able to have a better team fight. But since it was denied, it was just a wipe, and that was just for the best. So Sergeant Bear's going to get a pick here. The Kingfish, they're down one. They're down two. I don't really think they're going to live this team fight at all.
Oh, but Double Jeopardy came through. But even with the Double Jeopardy, Kingfish don't surpass past this. This is actually kind of nuts. I have no idea actually what's going to happen if this steal comes through. It will come through Livewire somehow, but it costs them everything, Storm. It's just Aquas, but luckily for Livewires, Boundless and Big Splash are fighting over this, and those are two big boys in first place. This is going to be perfect time for Aquas to be able to come in. He plays that timing exactly as he needs to, but unfortunately, he's caught out. Hagstrom dives out the window with that minigun already spun up. Aquas survives with 30 HP. Randomized in Navy Street, they're able to come back into this, and now all four teams have coalesced onto the point. Kingfish trying desperately to get back into position, but for the Livewires, they've already done everything they need to as the Boundless and the Kingfish start fighting themselves. We see the Big Splash trying to look for an opportunity to steal, but Sergeant Barry, he's the last alive, and with a breach drill, he somehow is bringing this into a position to steal. Livewires, are they in a spot to stop this? No, they're not. The flip is going to come through. It does. The Big Splash, they're in control, and I don't think it's going to go any other way now. Chud's son last alive, but Kingfish and Boundless still gunning it out with one another. Hagstrom and Drake Iron Shield last standing. Chud's son alive. Livewire's only team with two up, but now they're all with one player left. Drake Iron Shield takes out Navy Street, removing the Livewires from contention. The Kingfish go down two, though. The Boundless is Hagstrom. It's the minigun, but even he can't compete as the Big Splash come back. Big Splash with absolutely everything going against them. They live up to their name and make a big splash to take first place.
I mean, absolutely chaotic. $76,000. And the Livewires almost had that. Had they just played a little bit slower, you know, played the drop, played the stall, let everybody kind of fight it out, and then try to stop the steal last second to kind of delay it a little bit more, I think they would have gotten that point. But hey, I mean, $76,000. Talk about minigun action. Everything was just chaotic at the very last second.
It just gets chaotic at times, and that's why we love Cash Out. That's why I love Pugs, because, again, you never know what's going to happen, and with Hagstrom and this minigun, oh, you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but hey, really good gameplay there. I wasn't expecting that from the minigun, honestly. And I mean, look at that. The way he denied the body goes in with the spear right after. I mean, the Big Splash really showed up and showed out. But yet again, back to that minigun, I wasn't expecting that. But really good play. See, like right here, it would have been so good to play like under it. Try to stall as long as you can, but unfortunately, they just couldn't stop the Big Splash from stealing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a 6-second steal. In 6 seconds, it's not a lot of time. All three players' Livewires were up, and they still could not stop that steal at the last second. And oh my god, Hagstrom with 13 kills. At the very end as well, it was Big Splash and Boundless up at the top. They were in a kill race. It was Chud's son that got away, or was it Sergeant Bear? I think it was Sergeant Bear that got away no, it was Chud Sun. It was one of the lights got away at the very last moment and got the plug to get them into first place, but it became a kill race, and Hagstrom took that personally. And now both of those teams were just neck and neck the entire time, 35K each, brought all the way up to 40K each by the end of that because of the amount of kills, the amount of steals, and back and forth. But again, it just came down to all teams with one player left standing. Cinema.
Yeah, it was cinema. There was so much back and forth. I honestly thought another team was gonna go in there and steal, and I think that would have like just made it even more chaotic. I'm still shocked that the Big Splash actually got that steal off. I mean, that wall like added an extra layer of protection for them because they were like this close from not getting that point.
It's like at some point you gotta respect the minigun, and I don't think anybody was respecting the minigun. Like I almost felt like a fifth team was gonna spawn. Like, I don't know how, but it almost felt like at any moment there was gonna be a fifth team in there. At any given time, it was just third party. The entirety of that last cash out is just a blur with the amount of kills and resets and insanity. That is like textbook the finals.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, absolutely amazing gameplay, super aggressive. And I really think taking advantage of hype has gone way better because even in the first round, you know, the live wires holding that height on the Big Splash, although they did lose a point, but they held it for a really, like, a long time and got some really good picks on the Big Splash. But overall, they just got out of position and lost that point.
Yeah, and you know, Aqua's, he managed to get that one kill that kept the Boundless off, and it was just long enough to let the rest of the team reset. But I think that after that, they had actually pulled out the Boundless into just that alleyway, where Hagstrom was able to lock down that alleyway for them the entire time. And I think that's what made it really hard for any team to get spacing back there. But then the fact that the Livewires were able to take the advantage of that and still... I cannot believe how that fight changed moment to moment to moment to moment. Like every single second. I know I was talking a big talk about anticipation, but I don't know what's happening.
Hey, there's a lot happening. I think the energy got amped up once we saw minigun into the round. Okay, and then on top of the minigun, 13 kills with the minigun. Just jumped into the round like that out of nowhere. I mean, really good gameplay.
There's Hagstrom in the chat. I love that minigun guy. Just the aura that he has now. Absolutely beautiful. Tom Toast, aura with that balloon as well. And, well, this is going to be HLL here. We are on Vegas Stadium, so I'm seeing a KS23. I'm seeing HLL. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Whoa, wait a second. Did I just see Super in there as well? Oh, this is getting interesting. All right, so we're back
and
on
Tiger?
Vegas. Yeah, and Tiger.
That's some heavy hitters in here.
Yeah. I feel like we're getting a bit sweaty, don't you think?
Potentially, and out with Aquas, in with Aqua Vex. So we've got a slightly different lobby this time around. No Dojo of Foul, but we do have the Tom Toast sword to keep us steady. Tiger playing Invis Light. And here it is, Storm.
Look.
You said you hate it for that reason. There it is.
I mean, gets a pick instantly. They don't even realize that he's there. And then, oh no. Look, he actually gets a second. I don't know if he's going to be able to get a third, but I think he is. I think this is going to be a triple team wipe, but a triple for them, actually. But
but the third party! The third party comes out! Where did the Kingfish come from? Tiger, he did all that work to get a triple kill, and now it's just up to Decon, who's running away from this third party. Hey, you said to expect chaos with Super. I don't know if you said that. You just called out Super, but
basically
like, you know what? The same thing. This is why.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of nowhere, and they steal their money. So, wow. I mean, we can already see how this is going to go. I think there's going to be a lot of sneaky things going on within this light. I don't know how third partying is going to be for this round, but we'll see when we plug B. Because right now, it looks like the Big Splash and the Boundless are fighting right now. They get the winch, and oh man, Cortisol is just out of there. So they're down a teammate right now. And it looks like they might go for the steal. Tom?
Oh, but the light's still up, and the lights, they're in the best spot to stall this, but look at the space that's been made by the Big Splash. They get this steal for free.
Yeah, I mean, they get that pick, but somebody goes down in the process. So the Big Splash kind of at a disadvantage right now, especially if Tom doesn't get a pick here, which I think they will if they get this sword swipe. I don't know. Oh no, they're not at an advantage right now.
But it's a 1v1 now. Kunderthog somehow manages to escape Cortisol's grasp, but that KS-23 lands one shot at the very least. Westergeek tried to get involved to take Cortisol out, but he chases the wrong direction. Westergeek actually sticking the res, same time Cortisol is. Cortisol gets his res, but Big Splash, it's a 3-on-2. And Tom, he's not going to be good for more than just a little bit of chip damage onto Westergeek. So Cortisol, he's out back to the drawing board. Ken coins in. It's a 2-on-3 still. Big Splash, not only do they have the man advantage, but they've got the time on their side too. As they get that pick out of Cortisol, there's nothing Boundless is going to be able to do here. We cut over to the other side and see the live wires now. And the live wires, well, they do have a little bit of time left on this box. The Kingfish are on their way in, but I mean, hey, the live wires, they have been approached by Kingfish before. I think they're going to be more ready for it this time around.
Yeah, the live wires, they have a pretty good hold on this. They're actually trying to go up top, but Minigun's just there waiting for him. But it looks like he's going to go down in the process while he was waiting, and Tiger gets 2
the third
hits right
party!
now.
Ken, again, Tiger dies to a third party as Ken from the Boundless comes into this fight. Livewires, though, at least have the ability to hold on to this in defense, but, I mean, it's just chaos through and through, Storm.
Yeah, the Livewire, they just need to play slow. They don't need to rush this. They have enough time to just hold it. I mean, Poe is cleaning up. The Livewires, they definitely have this right now. Tiger's still down, and they're going to go ahead and plug this box. And, yeah, the Livewires definitely have this right now. I'm not sure. Oh, is Poe going to get another pick? He's actually going to get, I think he is. Yeah, he's going to take that gate. He's going to finish that. No, he actually misses him. No way. He actually doesn't get the pick.
It's a chase down here as the Big Splash have plugged their box. The rest of the teams realize that, well, this fight's already over. Poe, though, he's just out for blood, and blood he will find. Now, Witty, FPS, and Zaire and Super, they're going to have to take their time to collect themselves. Livewire is already evacuated, and here it is with the Boundless approaching the Big Splash. They have done enough damage to, at the very least, bring their way over into this fight in a way that matters and a time that matters, but they are wary of third parties, and a third party might just materialize here as Decod, Tiger, and Aquavax. Well, they are pondering that height, and Decod to get the first pick up on a Ken here. Tom Toes takes out Poe. There's all blood in the arena, and Kunderthog is the last player standing on the Big Splash, but oh wow, he's good for one. Takes out Cortisol. It's just 2 up at the Big Splash now, 1 up on the Boundless, trying to get that res to bring this back up here, but the Big Splash, they are not able to stay up for very long. Poe, last player standing on this defense. Livewires, again, playing as slow as possible, but a fourth party, Storm!
Yeah, everybody's collapsing on this point. I don't know what the memo is, but nobody tapped the last box, and everybody was like, hey, yeah, we're actually all gonna go see right now. But the Big Splash, they're holding it down. You know, they have time to stall. Nobody's actually pressing the point right now. Looks like Tiger's trapping somebody. Oh, he gets that. No way. But look at this.
Oh, but with this box up on the top, it's just not going to be possible to steal. So the next step is to bring it down. Look at this Decod. He's playing with foresight in mind. He knows that the Big Splash is going to be underneath for that defense, and he is playing off of that. He finds 1 on a Kunderthog, finds 2 onto Westergeek. It's just Poe left, but I mean, that point is said and done. The steal will be attempted here by Decod. Last second attempt, and it's not enough time on the board. Kingfish on the other end of it, though, Storm, they have started their own box, but they're still over at the remnants of C. The Kingfish just got wiped, even though they plugged D on the other side of the map.
Yeah, that was a super close steal. I think if he would have gotten on there just a slight tad bit early, it would have been possible. But the explosions and the fire right after that just wasn't going to make it possible. But everybody can really head over to D. I mean, there's plenty of time for all teams to collapse on that point and get them a little bit of cash. The money isn't that far apart when it comes to second, third, and fourth. I mean, first, a little bit. They're definitely going to go ahead and plug this, but I don't know if Bcall's going to be able to get off of this bridge right here. Maybe so.
Oh, but again, Boundless, they're actually finding themselves in between a rock and a hard place, and that rock is Tiger. That hard place is Aquavex KS23. And at the moment, the Livewires, once again, just trying to avoid getting third-partied, and this time they do. Tom Toast is stuck on the zip line here. Ken not going to die here. He is Kenuff, takes out Aquavex. Tiger gets the res on a decon, and now the HML sack the Livewires. They make their way back up to height, clear out the final player on the Boundless. There's going to be enough space for Livewires to steal cash out A.
And that's very unfortunate for the Boundless because their teammates only had about 1 to 2 seconds to coin, and now they're going to get their box stolen, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get that back. But it looks like the Kingfish, they're holding their point down. Yeah, see, the Livewires, they're just going to go ahead and steal this, but that doesn't mean
oh, wait, but the Kingfish is getting stolen from. Wait, Poe is holding the steal. Is he going to be able to get... He gets the steal! Where were the Kingfish? Super is going to try to steal this right now, but it drops. Oh my god, wait, that was the Kingfish's own stall. Poe just stole that out of nowhere. The entire team of Kingfish was alive, and Poe, one-man army, just comes in and steals it when they're too far away. That is cinema. On the other side, Livewires, they have their box, and at the same time, they have a fight on their hands. Ken tries to come back in for the recontest, and he's gone. Tom Toast, good for one, though, taking on Aquavex. That's going to remove the heavy, remove the stall potential here, but Tiger, he's got his own stall with that gravity vortex, and it's going to be enough to take out Tom Toast. Ken and Cortisol back up in this running, though, finds Tiger, doesn't find the kill, though. Gravity vortex is throwing it in a circle, and at the moment, though, it's just up to Cortisol to try and make this work out. Tiger and Decod dealing the final blow, and that is an incredible finish for the Livewires, but not enough cash to surpass the big splash. And, well, Tiger might have gotten that box, but I'm gonna get Tiger's box when I'm done with this cast.
All right. All right. I need to rewatch that and see how they just let Poe walk in and steal their money like that. Like, what? That was so last second. What was that? But I think Tiger, once we look at the scoreboard, I think Tiger, is Tiger MVP for this round? Because he was going crazy with that M11.
I was going crazy, yeah. 9-3R in hand, and just the damage every single moment. I mean, that's that Invis light. Ken doing the same thing with that Invis 9-3R, just appearing out of nowhere. The Super as well, you know, Invis just giving a lot of space for these lights. And, you know, in a lobby with just a singular medium, well, I guess there were two mediums, sorry, Witty. You know, in a lobby with so many lights, it felt like it was very much controlled by those Invis. But yeah, Tiger, oh my god.
15 kills, 8k damage. Yeah, no, absolutely. Tiger, you're not allowed to hold 93R again. Not saying that you won't perform like that on another gun, but clearly something needs to be changed here, okay? But absolutely really good gameplay. I think we started off like really strong. Those last second steals are what's really taking me by surprise here, because I really don't know how Poe did that.
Yeah, 100%. I have to say, I absolutely love what I'm seeing when it comes down to these pugs. And I think that there's a lot of people here who might not have seen the Final Central's pugs before. This is every Tuesday here at TFC. And, well, Storm, we got to get you in here more often than not. Usually it's Sam and Cody locking down the mic, but because Sam is learning VMix, and we got to get you on the mic here, and also that Cody is at Disneyland. That's why we're at the situation we're in now. But I will say, this setup could be the weekly meeting.
I'm down. If you're down, I'm down.
I mean, I'm just stealing Sam's show at this point. He's typing very angrily right now, which I don't know why he's typing, because he could talk in my ear as well. We are about to approach our final map of the night. And guys, this is the training ground. I mean, the reason that Storm is here right now, and the reason we have Evie also out here on the Observer, is this is the training ground for casters, for producers, for observers. This is where you can get your training in. You can get your chops here at the TFC Pugs. Happen every single week. What's the schedule, Sam, for the TFC Pugs? It's Tuesdays and just Tuesdays out here at TFC, and this is where you can get your chops. And as a player, you can practice just playing with everybody. Honestly, this is a lot better than just losing your RS. Playing out here with random people for 2 hours, find a new stack to play with, find new people to add, and just play with regularly. This is where it all happens. This is the finals central, and so this is honestly one of the best places here around the arena. That's the podcast they do, is around the arena. You should also check that out. I gotta say, this is just the best. I love Sam and Cody. I love Sam a little bit more, and I gotta say also, Storm, you're being trained right here, and I think that you have, the makings of a really good caster. I want to give a huge shout out to Utopian as well, trained here the entire time as an observer, and is now one of the best observers in the finals. Period.
Shout out to you, Utopian. You're the GOAT.
He even has fans.
Yeah, you do.
Who have snipers.
You have fans who are good at the game. That's something. That's something.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been glazing Utopian a lot the last couple of weeks, but I'm also out here to glaze Ebby. Ebby's been doing fantastic tonight on the secondary observing, and Ebby's always hanging around, helping out. Just good people in this community through and through. Good players as well. I mean, Hagstrom with the minigun. We had Anzer popping off with the minigun and the riot shield. We've had Razbataz. We've had Kunderthok himself just popping off. We've had the Way Foul boys. Sergeant Bear with the bow. I mean, we've just had some great... Reese is here.
Sorry, I'm too busy trying not to laugh at that name because it gets me every single time. But we're going to Sis Horizon, one of my favorite maps. Is this like the most loved map of the finals? I mean, it's so pretty, and it's just a really good map to play on, in my opinion, in my gold lobbies. But I love this map so much.
Is my second favorite. I think Fortune Stadium is still my favorite, but yes, this Horizon, the classic map. And I always say that the way that you can point out a team that is deep in Ruby and deeply understands the comp meta versus a team that is maybe around more of that diamond level, maybe has hit Ruby before, maybe struggles to stay up there, and definitely not in the comp meta, it's the separation is how they play through the art building, the red building in the middle of the map. The way that teams rotate through that building tells you everything about their level. And so that's what I'm going to be looking for here. Is that two Goo Guns?
Yeah, this is going to definitely be interesting. Let's see, live fire starts us off. They tap the box, but the big splash is right there. They do have a good spot on them from right here. They have a slight bit of height, taking a bit of cover with the goo right now, and doing a really good amount of damage right now. So I'm not sure if they're going to be able to collapse, not with that minigun right there because he's full health, but hey, Drake is going in with that, oh my goodness, with the spear, absolutely mowing him down. But in the process, Hackstorm actually gets a pick with that C4.
Yeah, and I mean, for the big splash, though, they are able to recover here just a little bit. And for the live wires, it's up to Utopian Fan. He shoots and it hits a barrel. Utopian Fan somehow alive with 1 HP, but Drake Iron Shield is going to be very much in the favor of removing that 1 HP. Reese and Hagstrom trying to recontest their Hagstrom, good for 1, and now a Challenger has appeared. Shout out Challenger, but looks like for the live wires, they have a chance now that Navy Street is gone. That removes removes the heal from these two heavies, but it's two heavies with goo guns. And, well, Fate almost attempts the spider attack, but Drake closes that gap with the goo gun, but unfortunately does not have the chops to survive up against a fully spun up minigun here. We have Reese and Hagstrom standing strong as the live wires get their res, but the big splash, well, they also realize that the cash has been taken underneath them. So as the live wires, the big splash, they finish up this fight. They got to realize that, well, somebody else came in and took the vault while they were doing all that. So what was it really for?
Yeah, they did get robbed in the process, but I mean, I think nobody's realizing that maybe, hey, Hackstorm is revving up this minigun. We should probably stop walking towards him like this. But I mean, it was a really close attempt with the goo, and I think I have a love-hate relationship with goo because I love watching people play with goo, but I hate playing against it because of that very reason of getting just stuck over and over again. But Hackstorm made a way out of it.
That is just an incredible show of control with that minigun. And Reese right now showing an incredible ability to shoot the floor with the CL40. At the moment, though, live wires, they're struggling to get involved into this fight there. But Sergeant Bear, he gets shoved off the angle as well. Hagstrom finally falls to the damage as Mango grabs the kill. Kingfish, they're going to be able to reset all up the top, all with their full HP. Utopian and Reese, they are the last standing here. They get the res on a Hagstrom, but the Kingfish, they've already recollected up to height. It is chaotic, though. Sergeant Bear trying to chase this damage out, trying to take care of the sniper. On the other side of it, though, Mango does go down. Hagstrom getting the revenge from his last death. Sergeant Bear is looking to reach out, but right now the live wires, they've locked this down. They've turned the tables. It's just up to Sergeant Bear and that bow. And at the moment, it doesn't seem like he's going to be able to do much as Utopian Fan comes through the back with a sniper. It's the live wires box here, Storm. On the other side of it, the Boundless, they came away with their own.
Yeah, I mean, they came in strong, and now that I'm noticing, I think that Hackstorm and Rise are playing very well together because Hackstorm has the mesh and Rise has that CO40, and they're just kind of like partnering together, like, hey, I'm covering you, you cover me with the minigun, I cover you with the CL40, and I think that really played out well for that box because I think that's a huge reason as to why they got that box as well. I mean, besides the point that the light was playing, like, chasing cat and mouse with the other light, but it looks like right now the live wires is applying some pressure to the big splash right now. And actually, no, that's the Boundless applying pressure to the big splash. Unfortunately, the big splash heavy, they go down. Oh no, Sergeant Bear going at some type of angle here. What? What?
Yeah, I mean, you never know what's going to happen, especially with these loadouts. I've stopped trying to figure out. I know I was talking about the whole prediction thing. I can't predict what's happening. A great winch, but that damage is going both ways. It ends up being Spider-Man Kid with the sledge. It comes out on top here. Kingfish also going to be able to come out on top with the plug. It's going to replay on that. Look at this. Look at this damage just chunking through.
I mean, through the stairs, just constantly swinging, barely having health and still making it out. I mean, Melee tonight, again, super strong tonight. I mean, I love to see it, but it's just amazing how much Melee we're seeing.
Oh yeah, V9S coming through as well, taking a page out of Artie's book. Sergeant Bear is good for one. He drops in behind the two goo guns here, but at the same time, he knows that he's got to get that damage out now. All three of the big splash are back up. The sledge from Spider-Bat's going to be more than enough to take out Fate. That is going to be a pure 1-on-1 trade, though. Drake Iron Shield still up, though. V9S chunking him out. The goo gun not able to stop the V9S, and that's the Kingfish that retained control out here at campus.
Yeah, I mean, Sergeant Bear, I don't even think they noticed that they were behind him at the very first part. You know, he was just there kind of slowly doing a little bit of damage, and then there goes the sledge, and it was kind of like all over the place for a moment, but in the end, Kingfish held it down. Right now, the live wire is still holding their point. They're waiting for this drop to happen, and Hackstorm is going in with this minigun. It looks like somebody dies. They're all on the staircase right now, and Hackstorm has a really good angle on the staircase because he can just drop and continue revving, and then he can still get that kill. I mean, look, he's gonna get the kill on the heavy. Called it, and then they have one more up. Randomize. Oh, I don't think Randomize is gonna make it. No.
Oh yeah, that was close, but Hagstrom's just with that C4, it's perfection. And a big splash, they're back, but at an awkward time because there's really not a lot of time to push either of these boxes. They will get close enough to this recontest onto the Kingfish, and they're good for one. They take out Mango. Spider-Bat Kid almost goes down here, but his dome leaves this realm of existence. And well, that was the only shot that really was had by the big splash. And now the big splash, if they're not able to hold the steal, they are not going to be able to make it. It's just at the Sergeant Bear, and I don't know if Sergeant Bear has the chops. I think that they should have the steal. Wait, Sergeant Bear did it? Oh my god! The fact that he was able to pick up that kill is crazy.
That was super close for the big splash. I honestly thought they had that, but unfortunately, my thoughts were wrong for that one. But I mean, the scores are pretty good this round. I mean, we have the live wires pretty far up, but somebody can easily take first here. So we'll see how this next plug goes. We have 1:50 on the clock. Oh, it looks like they're conversating here.
It looks like a mutual understanding of the fact that this box needs to get plugged is coming in. The Kingfish, they are now entering this fight, and Sergeant Bear is walking away with a kill. Randomize is not walking away. He's in a body bag. Seems like Spider-Bat Kid's the only survivor of Kingfish. Boundless has Ya Boy, and Ya Boy did get the cash, but he's being... why are they teaming up? Because the live wires don't need to team up for this.
You know, I think they're just trying to draw out the match, give us a couple of extra seconds. You know, if the Boundless hold this, then they come out on first.
A Fiery Storm crashed, so Ya Boy and Randomize are a two-piece, and so Hagstrom joined the Boundless, and he is now on their team temporarily.
Ah, okay, that makes a lot of sense for the mutual agreement here. All right, well, we're back in double jeopardy again. Is this the third time that we've doubled today, I want to say?
I believe so. Spider-Bat Kid, it's not the first time that he has gone down like that. Getting winched and the damage coming in the opposite side, you'll love to see it. I mean, the live wires, though, I'm not really sure what their goals are. Not really sure what their expectations are. But I know that the big splash, they have big hopes and dreams, and that is winning a 3v5. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do that, but we'll check in with them now. Fate Changer dies. Navy Street is almost good for one, but it is going to be the live wires with their impeccable damage with the CL40 and the sniper that just completely chunk out any hopes that the big splash had. Live wires and Boundless, this dream team is now up against the Kingfish, and the Kingfish, they waited Storm to come in at the last moment, but
yeah, I'm not, you know,
what's happening?
I honestly don't know. You know, surprisingly, for being down a teammate, you know, they're holding their own, but I think everybody's like on the Boundless side. I really don't know who's against who for the Boundless. I feel like there's two teams on the same side as the Boundless right now, but I feel like
I feel like the Kingfish are against the live wires, but not against the Boundless, but that they need to steal the money, so the Boundless are... It's like a love triangle. And then here's the live wires coming in yet again, but now it's the big splash with their attempt to steal, and Hagstrom has his minigun revved up.
Yeah.
That's it.
This was something. I'll say it the most. I think everybody just loves the Boundless. I think this is the win that the Boundless has been waiting for this whole series so far. Is this the first time that the Boundless is at the top right now for tonight?
I believe so. I mean, it's that was the last game, but I think for the Boundless, Ya Boy, Randomize, and Fiery Storm, if they had Fiery Storm, I think they would have, still been able to pull this off. But I think they kind of played to what we were talking about at the beginning of this Storm. Imagine how much cash we get if we all work together.
If we all work together, yeah.
That's how much you get, 57K if you work together.
I think you're a fortune teller. Because I think you're a fortune teller, actually. Hackstorm with the 10 kills on the minigun. You know, Hackstorm, you might actually be my favorite minigun player of all time right now. You know, you've completely popped off with that. Honestly, really good games today. Seriously. The aggression over time, just building and building, just everything just worked out. It was really good tonight.
Absolutely. Games are always good when you never know what's going on, and I had no idea what was going on that entire night. Gamers, that was the last one of the evening. However, I want to say a huge shout out to the Final Central Sam for, being here and putting this on. His VMix skills are pretty much ready to go for Wednesday, and I'm excited. We got PHL coming up tomorrow, where you'll see Storm on the desk, and then on Friday, you'll see her casting. So, Chad, I got to go and have a conversation with Storm and make sure that she's ready for casting. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
she did phenomenal today. Everybody, please give Storm, so much love, because she did phenomenal. This is again, early days of the casting career for Storm, but a promising future ahead.
Yeah, thank you all for having me. I really had fun tonight. I don't really know what else to say besides that. Good job playing. So happy to see some familiar faces in the Pugs tonight, and I hope to do this again. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So come right back here to the Final Central next Tuesday for more Pugs. We'll see you at PHL tomorrow, and don't worry, you'll see me around.
Turning around, no going back. So step by step,